Michael and Ingrid. How y'all doing? Hope y'all having a good day today. Saturday. Being safe. Keeping your flooring cleaned. Staying quarantined. Keeping your flooring cleaned. No matter what foreign scene or foreign land you may be in. Hope you're having a good time. Everybody's having a good, blessed day. Got a couple things that they can do with their family. Got a good dinner plan. So, always hope the best for everyone. We're here, we're doing a little bit of straining, a little bit of stressing. They're aggravating, corrupting, disrupting, instigating, button pushing. Good stuff. Love the three-ring circus. Everywhere we go. Not gonna do much of any activity today. I may work on a couple more of the products here I've been promoting. We're going to start making handmade incense burners, and then you can get customized here any kind of engraving that you would want, your name, your gamer name, anything you would want I will engrave here. And then we're going to try to put a light finish or two on each end, like a glossy urethane finish, so you can have a lifetime lasting product, handmade by Uncle D. And when you purchase a nice incense holder, I will include a packet of incense, so you don't even got to go out and get that. You get a nice incense holder, packet of incense, and you can enjoy the good times. If you're doing some token, if you're a cigarette smoker, or if you just want to burn incense in your home to enlighten the mood, put a good smell in it. So that's what we've been doing lately. This is the first one that we got ready for customization. I have a rough giraffe one I made, where I kind of just writ a message on it, and I realized I don't want to put a written message on here. Actually, I'm gonna get my engraver, and I'm gonna engrave in the wood what people actually want on there. Your gamer name, a nickname. Slowly waiting on a prize that I won in another stream's show a couple days ago, and when I get that the prize that I won, I want to hope that I have their correct address so I can gift them back with a nice incense holder, a pack of incense, and keep things going, keep things growing, keep things happy. And we're not doing much, just waiting for a couple viewers. See who may pop in, see who may want to say hi. Or I'm sure from what I've been seeing, a lot of people are having mixed up schedules. They ain't going to sleep till 7, 8 in the morning. They're still asleep. 15 people playing up my butt. Got 10, 30 people up my butt, playing my mouth, playing my head. making it a loop-de-loop. Not much there for you too. How you doing? I'm in here, you know, getting the stream rolling. See what kind of viewers are gonna come in for a little bit, hang out, watch the stuff hit the fan. It's hitting the fan everywhere, not just here, all over the place. Trying to keep the place quarantined, calm and quiet. It's not happening up there. We're keeping it like a riot, ignorance, crazy, rigmarole, ruckus, fuckus. I'm sure we'll get interrupted here and aggravated when the stream starts rolling. Especially when the trolls come in. They like to come in and bring their buddies in and, oh no, he's over here, let's go screw with him. Let's go F up his stream. Let's go F up his good thoughts. Let's see who's in there giving him a comment. Yeah. That's what the streamer world became about. Stop my good brother Bear, Joey Mama. You know, man, I was Joey Mama. What did we used to do, that old snapshot thing? I was going through some old photos, through the screenshots. Man, I got some hilarious snapshots from back in the day. Oh man, yeah. I have to send them to you on a message. I miss you too, brother. I miss you too. You know, it's hard out there to get communicating, and you know, now you got another kid you got to worry about. You got to do family life, family life, family life, more and more now. Yeah, got to be more responsible than having a little bit of that where Joey Mama has any slack off time. Yeah. I'm sure you get it here and there, but yeah, you're extra busy now. I'm just here hanging out, like I said, waiting for a couple viewers. I'm trying to promote new handmade incense holders. This is one here. It's pretty much ready for someone that would want to get one. I can personally engrave your username, but whatever you want here in the middle. If not, I'm just going to put my basic engravement on it, kind of like the stamp of the official version compared to a customized version. My official version is going to say 420, blaze it, keep it lit. Before, I want to put 420, keep lit. 420, staying lit. That's what I think the one I want to go with. 420, staying lit. Because you're staying lit. You're staying legit. You get your incense on here, you want it lit. And I'm probably going to start these off. Oh, I'm going to toss up between like $9.99 or $10 or $15. I think I should try to at least ask for $15 so I can have a little money for the shipping. And then I want to include a fresh pack of incense for anyone that would want one. Now, there are people in the club, in the 420 club. When I get to it, there's at least 2 or 3 people that I customly want to make one and get you a pack of incense where you have a customized craft from. Especially a lot of people that's, you know, give me gifts as well. People that's, you know, help me a little bit through, you know, packages that I don't accept, getting t-shirts. I'm gonna get one for Virgo Lover because he always, you know, seems to put together like a birthday package, and I'm like, no, man, I really ain't asking for it. And he's like, well, hey, you know, the only thing I want in return is to see if you can put a stream on once or twice or 3 times. Enjoy your stream. I hear you. I hear you. And when you actually go out to a smoke shop, they are probably about that price, aren't they? Like $7.99, $8.99 alone. So I should at least say $15 if you want one. Yeah, at least. I don't want to go so much as high as $20. But you know, it's just to see how it goes first. You know, it's a good idea I have. And that's like you're saying, all the work that's actually going into this, other than the one that's pre-made at a store, that you really don't get customized. I mean, they got some beautiful ones in the store. Oh man. I mean, I love my incense, bro. And I got a couple real nice ones made out of like marble, and the dragon has it and it comes out his mouth. I got one that's glass that has a bunch of squiggly lines on it with good marijuana leaves and stuff on it. It's green. I got some of the wooden ones that like the Indians have. They have like all the little, like, you know, they'll have like stars. They're like little inlaid jewels, but they're like gold looking, but they're not real gold. You've seen them like that, those styles. Yeah. I love incense, man. I do. And it's good for like the air, for the spirit. Not even if you're a smoker, you know, but it does help when you're in your home. You know, you're having a good session. You can stick this on your window seal, crack your window seal open a little bit, let your incense go on. Very spiritual. You know, a lot of Indians use it just for the atmosphere it puts in your room. The smell, the spiritual realm to it. That's why there's so many flavors of incense. And I became a pretty good buddy with the guy at my local smoke shop. We are allowed to buy CBD here in Virginia now. So when I go to my smoke shop and I don't have money to get, you know, the good edge of 420, I break down and I get a good eighth or a quarter at the smoke shop of CBD. It has all kinds of flavors: Afghan hog, cherry pie, sweet breath. Man, there's like, he has at least 15 varieties between quarter ounce, eighth ounce, and a whole ounce. Then of course, you know, they have all their incense in there, all their you know, smoking devices, glass pipes, bongs, dab rigs. It feels good to know at least we're kind of that close in Virginia to where how you guys are so privileged in California with it. You know, able to get a grow, able to have delivery, able to choose through so many good varieties and dispensaries, able to get a medical card to be able to, you know, have good access to it, to dabbing as well. It's the kind of way I gotta do it. I still gotta do it like underground. I'm in the basement. We still gotta do a little underground here in Virginia. And the CBD doesn't really give me the good kick, like the good stronger strand of the 420. but it does its job. It's how can I say it? It works. The one I had was so sticky, it was like you might as well call it Bud or 420. So that's where I'm at now, just kicking back. I might have a couple drinks here and a few, being it's Saturday. I might. I'm not too big on drinking. Unless I have, maybe like half ounce, an ounce, 2 or 3 quarters of some different stuff. That way I can balance it out. If I start drinking, I'm used to smoking more. I like 420 more than actually drink. But I don't mind having a couple drinks here and there. You can get me out somewhere, and it could be a good birthday party or like a wedding, a bachelor party. Just celebrating of the wedding, after the wedding, anything like that, like a New Year's event. I'll kind of turn up a little more. Things like a good barbecue, like a 4th of July. You know what I mean? When I'm at like more of a social meeting, like the birthday, I might, if I can afford it, I might go out and get me a good 12-pack, things like that. If anyone's saying that you will make a donation, I appreciate it. Try not to pull my leg at it or not. It's you're willing if you want to. It all goes to good proceeds. I'm the type of guy, man. If I had money and I had it in my lap, you're definitely right. I would be doing donating. I would try to make gifts, good gift packs and packages for a lot of my friends, but it's been hard, man. Donating $1 million trillion kabillion dollars. Thank you. $1 can help feed one of these homeless people, or one of these people in the hills of Bangladesh of Africa. One of your American dollars will feed one of these children. Feed the children, please. Feed the children. A simple $5 donation could feed a whole family that don't have running water, that live in streets of mud. Flies are crawling all over their eyes. They got pot bellies. Those people could have probably like made screenshot things of all that, different images, and they were in there robbing all the donation, all the money. Like they learned how to do anything like that before PayPal was out. I hope they didn't do that. A lot of those people in those organizations, you know what I mean, like Feed the Children people. If I ever did win a lottery or a big lump sum of money, I would definitely donate to a proceed, to Children's Hospital, things like that. Things like that for children's care. Because the children need to gain their situation first. I can get a new microphone. Hey, yeah, that would be cool. Anything, any items. I'm like a caveman, bro. I'm so left behind. I'm like a caveman. Yeah, they did. You're right. A lot of them got caught like that, scamming people. Maybe like taking 75% of the proceed and then just making one like big bundle airdrop pack. They'll drop like a big bundle pack that costs them like $20,000. Where they sent send a big cargo pack full of, full of like powdered milk and instant potatoes, and beans and rice, and just threw it right in the middle of the community. Then dropped the water buffalo next to them. Water buffaloes what they'll put in your community if you lose public water, and the county or the state or the officials that are there to make sure, at least there's something for you to eat. They'll drop off about like a 300 to 800. I've seen them up to 800 1-ton water buffaloes, where they got like little water faucets where you can get your water. They did it for us in Quantico Town when we lost power and a hurricane came through for a while. Boats were all over the park. Soda machines from the marina were floating up in our backyard. This is at the old house in Quantico Town. Man, that hurricane, one of those last hurricanes that hit, was crazy. Cars from the marina were like all upside down, floating in the park with all the boats that got loose. Oh my God. Big old propane tank broke loose. Oh, the gas tank that fills the boats when they come into the marina to get gas. All that busted off its security straps and stuff that they were on. Luckily they did drain the gas out of there, knowing it was coming, but they didn't drain the propane tank. And that's why we all had to move from a certain end of the town, because the propane tank broke loose and the gas was you could smell it, you could taste it. But we had to wait for them to go in there, make it a breathable environment, all the fire and hazmat crew. And that's when they brought all the water buffaloes in, behind the big government working trucks, full of water. The water was shut down for a while because all the power was out. That pumps it from the water plant. Yeah, when those storms hit, man, you feel it. It's like the old saying, when it hits home, man, you feel it. Tornadoes, hurricanes, earthquakes. God bless the Familia in the 619. They got a big rattle yesterday. I see that California had another one today in the mid-afternoon hours. I think where did they say that was? In the San Jose Valley? Is that a little south? There's one. Yeah, down in Diego and Tijuana area, right at the border. Diego and the Tijuana area had a pretty bigger one. And I was in the party room with a couple people, and they're like, I thought I did feel a little bit of shaking earlier in California. But we're used to the little bitty ones. 3 or 4 or 5. I was like, oh, okay. Shake, rattle, and roll. Did you feel it? Yeah. Because your home is up like that. You showed me the beautiful pictures. Like how the mountain range is there. When you showed me on your car ride where you guys like to go. And how your home is in that community where the mountains and things are like that. Yeah. It is, man. It is. Because, like, you never know if it's going to go on. Yeah, the way people in California know it. You never know if it's only going to be, like 10, 15 seconds. How strong it's going to be, if it's going to get stronger. All of a sudden, if it's going to go on for 25, 30 minutes. Yeah, man. I remember it, bro. I remember so much. I remember when you got the pool fixed compared to what it looked like. And I was like, oh my God, yes. It's like brand new now, man. You finally got it going back. You deserve that. I remember I was tripping out. I was like, dang, dude. I didn't even know you had a diving board and everything. That's god darn top of the line, man. Yeah, we have no diving board at our pool. It goes to, I think, 7 feet is our deepest end, and it starts off shallow, 3.5 feet, and it goes like a slope to I think 7 feet. It's nice. It's beautiful having a pool, you know, where you can get 2 or 3 people in it, but you can't get it overcrowded. And that's how the kids always want to get. They want to have 8 or 9 of them in there, jumping off the edge at each other, water splashing everywhere. You know, when you get a bigger guy or a bigger person in there, an adult with a bigger body, you might want to swim. You can't. The kids are, let me jump on Uncle. Let me jump on you. Oh, good idea I just thought of, Joe Mama. When you're at your pool, do you let your kids ride on your back? Yeah. Like you're a dolphin or something like that? I used to watch a bunch of parents do that. At the pool I had a season pass for. Yeah. They get on their dad or their mom's back, and then they go out there and swim, and they'll hold their arms around your shoulder, around your neck a little, or they'll get on you like that, and you can swim with your kids. That always brings good smiles with me at the pool. Speaking of it, yeah, that's coming up here soon. Within about a month and a half, time to get the pools open, get them ready. Yeah, cause you got little man now. Yeah, you got little Bambino over there, man. Yeah. You can get out there, get him on your back, swim a little bit. Heck yeah. Make sure he has like his floaties and stuff like that. If he slips or falls off. I'm sure y'all have a blast in there. Yeah. Because you know how children like it. The water when they get in it. They get all, you know, they get happy. They're in there screaming, wow! Wow! Yeah, it's like your own Disneyland. It is. It is, man. Perfect way to quarantine. You get that chlorine in you. What kind of stuff's gonna be on you, man? That chlorine is better than bleach or anything, yeah. Gets in your cuts, helps your cuts. I just hate when you get a water ear sometimes. And I get a big congestion where like the first time I go underwater and it gets, I gotta get my ears clear. Then I gotta go out and, you know, find like my towel, or sometimes actually bring like one of my handkerchief rags, and I'll put it next to my towel, and I gotta clear all that water that gets out in you. Yeah. Swimming pool's a good time, good family fun. Especially, you know, you get barbecue, good music going. Or when you're with your lady at night, and you can be floaties, have a good mixed drink or a beer or two. Have like a good leño, passing it, floating it, got the tiki torches going. John Smith, yeah, you hear what I'm talking about. Yeah, when you get in the pool at night with your old lady and the kids are kicked back, they're sleeping, or you know they're not going to want to bother with it. You tell your old lady, come on, baby, let's slide up the tiki torches, roll one up. If you want a mixed drink, get your mixed drink. I'm going to grab a couple beers, set them on the side of the pool, get out there chilling, hold hands with her while you're in there on your floaty. Oh yeah. You know I know about it, man. I need a girl. You know I know about it. And I know you've been there. I know you ain't dumb. Get out there 2:30, 3 o'clock. It's nice and warm and cool. You might have your bug zapper going so the bugs don't get so much by you. Tiki torches, a little bit of light music. Yeah, buddy. It's a good time. I don't promote doing that around the children. Or if you're just asking me like point blank, John Smith. Am I all drunk and dizzy? No. No. I drank one mixed drink yesterday, and today, what is it, 6 o'clock? 5:30? If and when I do drink, I normally don't drink till at least 6:30, 7, 8 o'clock on the Eastern time. I'm not really big for wanting to drink during the daytime. I'm more motivated if I catch a buzz or two, compared to where, I don't want to disabiliate myself. You got to be responsible. Well, if it's your day off, or if you ain't got much to do, yeah. You get up, get you a good breakfast, get you some food in your belly, and game it out and kick it back. Let me show you what one of my latest potions have been. And I used to pound these down in Quantico in the brown paper bags. Then I get me a 5-pack of Swishers or a 5-pack of blunts. I'd have one of my fat dubs on me while I'd be slanging a couple. Have a couple of my niggas with me. I was always only the white boy. I would go down to the river, and there would be like a big pile of rocks, kind of like a break line, and then there was a bunch of big trees around. We always had to watch out for snakes and stuff. But we all go post up on the rocks, have our brown paper bags matching each other. Man, they're hoping to look dominant again next year. Hey, that was a heartbreaker last year. And you all heard me. I don't think we're going to win. If we win it, I hope it's a good game. But I honestly do believe the Chiefs are going to win. And I'm actually glad they won. Because that, for me, is kind of where I would root as my AFC team. I lived in Salina, Kansas for a couple months, and that is right down the street from the Arrowhead Stadium. And I remember as a little kid hearing it, the Sunday football game. Oh. And I could run into the house. Mom, the Indians are outside. She's like, no, that's the football, the Chiefs. They're at the stadium. Because you'd hear the drums in the background. Boom, 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 boom. The big battle drums they have at the Chiefs Stadium. They are going to be on the wild and out mode tonight. They're in there testing the police, running around at 4 or 5 o'clock at night, getting all smacked out, cracked out, drunk, dizzy, leaving the kids here with no parents, getting someone to pick them up and take them to the dope party house, hearing everything they bragged about what they did over their house. Bitch, what do you mean I peed in your bed last night? No fucking way. How did I get... Oh, I remember how I got... That bitch-ass motherfucking cop thought he was something, huh? You see how I got when
When I find out they can't lock me up and put me nowhere 'cause the COVID and the coronavirus, I started cussing that bitch motherfucking police out. He's lucky I didn't walk up to him and punch him and do this.
These are women acting like that. It's like, what has possessed you? I'm a peacemaker. And that's another thing I'm gonna make here online. I got a bamboo stick used for the pulling part, and I have a nice set of deer antlers. And I'm gonna make a homemade peace pipe. I already made, in my lifetime, I've already made 4 of them. Yeah, they're like on a, you know, they're, yeah, how their eyes, they're delusional.
But I thought that was you. No, I thought that was you.
Yeah. Well, first of all, it's the music. That's what the chaplain tells me. Listening to that trap house music, that rap music all the time, that's feeding your head that message. When you don't want to hear that message, or hear that evil entity possessing you, murder, kill, guns, yo, cocaine, screwing hoes, don't care about it, chains are where I go, glocks and glocks and shooting. When you listen to that all day, you're being possessed. So to walk away from any of that, the best thing to do, yeah, that's, even Ozzy Osbourne talks about it.
Mr. Crowley, as you crawled in my head.
Yeah, so the chaplain, I have a good friend that's a chaplain that lives in Carolina now, and I've known him and a good group of my buddies from Carolina since PS3. And earlier this week, I received a gift of the New King James V version of the Bible. And that's what you do. You walk away from the ambience of that static music, that trance music. You walk away from that realm, the stress, the aggravation of the children cussing and cursing, and you read the Bible, for example. And then he explained to me it's easier to read one chapter to the end of the chapter. So pick up John, start where John starts, and read the whole chapter of John. And when you're reading all the Bible words, is when you create your own diary, or that's why you see people in their diaries, they use a highlighter on those points that you read through that chapter that relate it to the actual time you're in. And when you read that Bible, you are being blessed by God's wording and your brother's wording and their names, not the music trance. So that's how you get unpossessed from it. So I do every night. I do every night, man. You injured your penis on a bike. Man, I hope not, dude. That's the worst. When you slip off your seat, or you don't get there the right way, and you... That's why on your BMX bike, you never take that off, and a part on your gooseneck. What's up, Virgo lover, James, everybody. And this is how you don't get possessed, man. And the way he explained to me, you get a notebook, and you create, how the ladies have a diary.
Right in every moment, every day of my life. This happened in my life.
Well, what you do here is when you read the different chapters in here, you jot down that phrase from that chapter that helped you. that guided you with God and your fathers and your brothers for the name of the Bible, that guided you out of that bad, out of feeling like you're being bothered or possessed by enmity, by a group of people grouped up in a gang of trance gang music. That's why you say you can never beat God's army. And then he asked him, why would you beat and kill and be neglectful to your children? Because that's the realm of what they're feeling like while they're on that music or they're on that cane. And then there's so much alcohol. And then they're like, oh man, I already rolled up 5 or 6 blunts. I smoked this much. You ain't nothing. You ain't this. You don't need to over-intoxify yourself like that. Thanks, man. I don't wear these glasses much, but I had to bring them out. These are my, these are actually safety glasses that I use on the job site. These are actually from the store, Home Depot, Lowe's safety glasses. And I would always get the ones that look like nice Lokes. Yeah, I always get the ones with the blue reflective lens or the all blacked out lens. So these are actually safety glasses. And I put on, you know, put on one of my pretty nicer outfits. I got this for Christmas. Pretty nice little shirt for my Niners. Them gold miners. It's got the logo on the head. See it? Got kind of the same thing in the back. Same image in the back. They're like riding. That's what it's called. It's a ride. It's arrived. We're in here kind of having that outlaw, kind of like biker look, hippie look. It's become my way with the beard, Bible in the beard. Hair is normal ponytail. And that's how you escape from it. And they say at least spend an hour a day. If you can, 2 hours a day. Reading verses and chapters of your Bible. At least. And get you a notebook or a composition book. And all those terms, like put on the date that you're there. April 4th. 2020, you know. And then as you go, when you read that verse from that chapter, and it's like, that's it, that matches it. Because you'll notice, when you start reading through here, things will match that are going on at the time you're in. And it'll almost make you jump back like, whoa. But now God's word's with me. Other than that static, the stuff hitting the fan. People looking, treating people like poop or pee. People acting violent, ignorantly. It guides you to get your mind back in a rhythm of notion. Man, James. That's for real, man. Hope we didn't bust a nut. That's one of the hardest things about when you're a grown man with your groinal area riding a bike. because you don't realize you get a lot of your private area, and it's shifting. Or you might be riding, you hit a bump. If you're intoxicated from the night before, going out there trying to work out a little bit and stretch, you might get a little sloppy. Besides that, we're promoting our new homemade incense holders. We'll be personally engraving them if you want them. We'll get them sent to you with a packet of incense. We want to try to put a nice gloss finish on here of urethane so they will be lifetime. Sam Digger. I'm here. I'm here. I'm hanging in there like a lot of us. How can I say I'm hanging in there, but I ain't hanging in there by a thread. I'm hanging in there by as much as I'm hanging in there by the coax cable. Let me put it that way. Yeah. Like a lot of us, we're just hanging in there, checking each other out through the coax cable, through the internet. Yeah. It's unbelievable. In a time like this, man, I'm in the realm where I'd want to bug out. Be in a truck, have a tent, have some things to go out as far as I can in the wilderness, as far from people, as silent, as peaceful as it can be. Have my dog with me, a good campfire, a nice camp. But you really don't want to be in the woods as much either right now where I live, because all the bears are getting active, all the snakes are waking up. They're all breeding, especially if the wolves, the coyotes, and the foxes. They're all going to be coming out of the dens. The bobcats, the mountain lions. They'll all be coming out of their dens with their cubs, their babies. They're going to be hungry. We're all in our own personal lockdowns. You go to your house and stay locked up. You're on house arrest. You got a curfew. You better be home at 9-10 p.m.
It's like, goddamn, man, I'm a freaking adult. I'm 40 years old, man. I'm 50 years old. I'm 35 years old. I goddamn worked my ass off. I got money. I can't go out and spend it. I don't know. Better get online. Better get online and buy it. If not, you might get in line at the store and it might become like a Black Friday riot. No, I want that toilet paper. You ain't getting the last gallon of milk. Get away from them 10 gallons of water. I want them. It's like, my God.
What it is the real message of why they're doing this is there's bound to be a worldwide catastrophic event that is already in action taking place. And there's nothing nobody's going to be able to do unless you're already underground or you got that emergency bunker between bigger tornadoes, bigger storms. They may be trying to blame it on the flu. Other than that, That's the radiation they'll put in people. But the big picture is something else. I don't want to start spreading the news. But I guess if I got to be a messenger. About 5 days ago, nobody on our news told us. Well, a lot of the pastors and a lot of the elders that I associate with in the church already knew what happened. I don't know why CNN or nobody is giving you the right information. I'm going to give you one contact clip. Get the lines out your head. Listen right. Left in front of your ears. Don't be on there trolling, texting, Googling around. The main key I'm going to tell you, the sky is falling. What's falling right now are only the size of baseballs and basketballs. And what hit Nigeria was the size of a basketball. And when it hit and it fell from the sky, an asteroid or a meteor, not even an asteroid yet, the meteor shower surrounded around the asteroid. When that meteor hit, a little bit smaller than a basketball, about the size of a volleyball, it said the impact was so bad that it caused landslides. The percussion of it caused every home, I think 200 to 500 feet from the impact, every window in the home to shatter. That's it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm putting it on pause. That truth of what's going on planet Curse. This is why they want you ready. Toilet papers, foods, power outages, extra batteries, extra water. Keep clean. Keep clean in your homes. Keep no sicknesses in your homes. Because there's going to be a time where there's going to be more than one or two of these surfing at us now. There's going to be a full force of them coming at times. There's going to be people running out there and it's just going to... When it hits the ground, it's not going to be a pretty scene. It's what creates the lake of fire everywhere. Quaking, shaking. Yellowstone is burping right now. That's getting ready to unfold like a gray scroll above the sky. That's what unfolds like a gray scroll above the sky. The smoke from coming out of the volcano and putting that non-breathable gas. Strong levels of methane gas and smoke is what's suffocating us. Okay? They can't hide all this. It happened in 1980 when Mount St. Helens exploded. Why do you think the skies will only get gray at certain times? Because the rotation of the Earth, a lot of that smog, a lot of that radiation is still falling out on people. And that's how you get, where we don't see the natural sun of the light anymore. Yeah, it's actually going to look like that. Something that one of my good group of viewers that were in the art club during Ustream, and they hand painted me an oil picture. And when you're looking at oil picture, you can see the whole scene of life that we're living in right now. And you see me staring there, hoping to be a protector and a guider, not someone that would throw you under the fire. Give me one gimmick. Give me 2 steps. Give me 2 steps. Give me this. See? See here? Watching of it. See here? Coming off the Astros. It's me and Tiggy, or Tiggy and I. Here's my mind with one of my favorite moments. Daydreaming. Sitting on the dock of the bay. Fishing with my bamboo pole, trying to watch the days go away. Yeah, living happy under the sun. With my old boy next to me having fun. Yeah, sitting at the dock of the bay. Watching the stars fly away. Sitting there underneath the sun. Hold on, I got a bite. Here comes another fish coming on. It's hand painted for me. A good guy. And Calato. He had a very, very, very beautiful stream on Ustream. This guy was doing color pencil draws. And I tell you, if any of you caught watching him, you would see beautiful art. Beautiful, 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 beautiful art. And I take pride in things like this. Artists, music artists do the streams. Also play the drums a little. A couple of my good viewers and followers since the old home I lived in, since the Ustream days, I received a donation from a good viewer to actually purchase my first drum kit. Now, the kit I got is a beginner kit. I ordered it brand new. I thought buying something brand new would be better, but it wasn't a name brand. So the kit I got, it works, it's usable, but in my ears and my knowledge of playing percussion, it's simply not in the tune that I like. And I tried to tune it. I tried to damper it with shirts. I tried to put certain duct tape in areas. And it's all because of the drum heads are very cheap. Now if I could buy some very good customized drum heads and another cymbal or two, the kit I would have would be a little bit better. You know. Yeah, man, what a lot of us know, especially a lot of viewers here, and a couple of my viewer friends here were streamers as well, through Ustream, yeah. And then when YouTube hit, that's where a lot of people linked to, was the YouTube version. And I respect YouTube for allowing us to use this through PlayStation or still generate our streaming. Now, where I see people on the better end of streaming, they use Twitch or Twitter. Whatever you call it, Twitter, right? And I have an account already made, but I cannot get them linked with PlayStation Because PlayStation wants me to enter an access code to the Twitter account that I have, but I can't do them both through the PlayStation system. They expect me to go online to a PC that's all the way upstairs where the router and the modem is, and I can never get there. Kids are on it, someone else is on it, there's no way to get there. If I sit there and start concentrating and bringing that page up on my account, they're going to bother me, they'll throw things, they'll spit at me, they'll take me and aggravate me so much that it will take 2 minutes. So what I have to do, I don't have no tablets or anything. What I have to do is I have to find a way, which I know I can. I'm not going to do it this minute. But when I can get a little bit of the extra time that I don't have no more, just like the extra dime or the extra money, that's why I always, I am glad that somebody actually helped create that PayPal account for me. And they told me, well, hey, if other streamers are doing it, if other people are needing a donation, not for things in the wrong, but at least have it at the bottom for the people that would like to donate for products to the stream or donate to make the stream better. They said, well, why not put it there? Because there will be at times people that will help and donate, and which is very great. And for me on my end, I don't like to be the guy that ain't working the way I love to. I'm a Virgo. I should have my own work crew, my work truck. I should be making $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a week, easy, the way I know how to do it. And I tell you what, I feel as me who I am, who you hear talking, this voice, I feel I'm doing myself wrong. And I try. There's no public transportation where I live. There's no way to ride a bicycle down the road here. There's what is called, there's no shoulder on the road here. It's what they call the old country road, and they call it the Dipsy Ditch, where it's cut down low on one end, and then it's real high on the other end, and it has the middle of the ditch where all the runoff from the road, and then where your driveway collects, you got all the old metal corrugated piping, or the concrete piping, so the water can flow down the whole country road. There's no white lines on the right side of the road. There's only one yellow line going down it. And if you drive down this street here, where it says specifically 15 miles an hour, 20 miles an hour, or 25 miles an hour, because we have hazards. Like, man, these roads that I live in are labeled as the United States of America's most dangerous roads to ride on. Car accident stack-ups on this road, at least 8 to 10 a week, easy. Sometimes 3 or 4 accidents a day. Because these roads, if you do not, even if you lived here all your life and you do not pay attention. So I would never try to ride a bicycle to get to the main stretch of the roads. I would never try to hike down it, because you can't. You literally have to be in the ditch. It's almost impossible. And then, what I'm getting at, if you do get pulled over by the police, there's nowhere to pull over. You got to actually pull your vehicle into the next driveway of somebody's home. And then you got to look humiliated. Here's a homeowner with about 2 or 3 acres. Some of them got real beautiful horse farms, cow farm. I mean, what a farm looks like where I live in Fredericksburg, Virginia. And some of them actually have where you can go to their home. Wine yards are all over here. You can buy their wine. You can buy their fresh produce. You can get brown eggs, fresh chicken eggs. You can go to the butcher shop here. You can get fresh butcher cut meal from a real butcher. They have a lot of deer processing people here that run their butcher shops without even going to the grocery store. You can do it old school that I'm used to on the farm, Illinois, watching my grandpa, their way of life, the garden. We had acres and acres of cornfields, soy fields across from the farmhouse. And then at the farmhouse, we had everything we needed. Tomatoes, peppers, our own batches of corn, beets, cucumbers, anything you grow at your family farm. My grandma raised pigs, and she would slaughter pigs in the slaughterhouse. Yeah, I've seen my grandma in the barn end of the slaughterhouse slaughtering real pigs with a big knife like a sickle. And I'd hear this cringing. You'd hear that pig in there. Watch my grandma pick up a chicken. She bred and made chicken. When it was time for a homemade chicken, knock the chicken head off, pluck the feathers off it real quick, rip all the innards and ginnards out, knock the legs off, bring the chicken in there in the kitchen, start cutting it down and quartering it. Next thing you know, that same chicken you seen your grandma in the farmland doing that with, it's in that cast iron frying pan, cooking for dinner with all your fresh veggies from the farm. See, where I was born and how I live, I am the arm, or the Virgo. I am the harvest for you. I will always give you my arm in the harvest. I'm left-handed. And I'm used to that. I'm born hippie, POE, from the farm. Not people that are possessed, people that are tranced. They're born Shivan, 6-arm. The symbol of it, 666, above their head. Medusa-minded, very seductive, very manipulative, very brainwashed to trances that they live in, not the earth that we're all given to share and live with. And I remember one of the last things my grandmother told me. See, I'm in Virginia now. My family is from Illinois, Southern Illinois. And I got a lot of good family that live around Kansas. I was born in Des Moines, Iowa, when my family was conducting cattle from cattle auctions. My mom and dad would deliver people. Like if they wanted a brand new bull, they got it at the auction. My mom and dad would deliver it for them. They lived a very hippie life like that. When I was in my mom's belly, she was growing weed all up along the whole back end of the cornfields at our little farm home that we started renting. She, when I was a child, I used to wear cloth diapers every time I'd be around Mama and my great aunts and my aunts and my grannies. Come here, Donnie. I think you put something in that diaper. I'm seeing something brown, but come here, buddy. But then if you pee in it, while you're a toddler. And then you'd see your grandma and them in there. They had a big, like a scrub bucket for items like that, undergarments. It's like a hand washing machine, steriling, cleaning your cloth diapers. And then she'd hang them up outside on the clothes hanger. We didn't have dryers, things like that. I remember going to some of my relatives, they still had the big metal tubs that you get in. And you either got to pour a couple things of boiling water in to make it warm. Those were the back in the day. Yeah. You had barns, you had hay stalls. We built this city. Our families did. Other than the farm, the real job that my families chose, my uncle and my grandfather, and all my great uncles of the Doyle name, we worked in the steel mill factory, where we hand made and melted the metal, melted all the chemicals to make steel. A lot of that steel that made Chicago, the big buildings in Chicago, come out of that plant that my family ran. My great uncle was the whole man. He didn't own it, but he's the whole man to operate it and ran that. Our family. That's how you get Godspeed. That's how you get grandparents that live 98, 99 years old. They ain't in here getting pricked by a needle, shoving goddamn antihistamines down their mouth. A doctor making up a old lady, you got a cancer. Everybody has a cancer in them. You don't believe me? Everybody on this earth has a living cancer in it. It's called your own toxins. They make it up in the hospital. Oh, you got a cancer over here. You got a cancer here. Let's put you in a program. Suck all your money out of you. Put you in experiments. Put you in tests. Make you lose your hair. Make you lose your skin color. How you doing, Sunny Scott? I'll chop up. Tokyo Drift. Get on with, will you, Mr. Slow Hippie? Slow and steady wins the race, baby. What do you think beat the rabbit? We also had a rabbit farm where we'd eat rabbits sometimes. Oh God, that lawn would have 80, 90 rabbits when we let them out the cage, eating on the grass, jumping around. And you throw your chick feed out there, let the chickens feed around a little bit. That's what it's about, man. Or how you hear me promoting these new handmade incense holders. This is a blank one. I'll customize it for you. I'll engrave it, your name, your username, anything you might want read on there. I'll engrave it. I'll urethane it, which I'll put a finish on it where it won't be damaged. I don't know if you understand what urethane is. It's a sealant over wood so the wood don't get damaged. I'm a historical wood refinisher as well. Stairs, cabinets, wooden floors is my specialty. I'd love to do 2 wooden floors a month. You know how much money I'd make doing 2 wooden floors a month for people? Or to do their whole home. A lot of people got wood trim, wood cabinets, natural wood in their home. Don't ever put granite. Don't never put granite or marble in your home. That's what brings evil spirits in you. You want natural wood. You know why? Because they're red and black blood cells of these dead giants and dragons that we live on from the Nephilian time. And that's where they mine all that. That's where they want all that stuff. And when you put it in your home, it creates a dark realm because it's unnatural. If I could build my home, it would be a stone home in the front from all the field stones, because my real father was a high degree mason, and that's how he learned from the big German monks that build monasteries and churches. That's what my mother is related to, the monks of the monasteries. Her great uncle Roland still holds the key about this long, and it unlocks the church with the handmade stained glass windows, the stone church, the slate roofs, all the pews hand-graved, all the wood in there hand-graved and made, handmade from the Alps and the mountains and the monks. Who do you think created the first brew of beer? The monks from Germany. I'll prove it. You see the wizard hat when I wear the wizard hat. Year 1003. The world's oldest brewery. What do you think about the beer that a lot of these people are on here drinking? Did I tell them, well, thank you for becoming Uncle Donald Bush brother? Because a lot of y'all really didn't know that until you jumped on my coattail. Damn, you can go to the store and get a 30-pack for under $30. Well, if you read that box of beer, it says from Anheuser-Busch and family. His family's recipe from Munich, Germany. That's the town that my mother was born in, Munich. And when you read that, the Busch, Anheuser is a German name. He brought his recipe here to where? St. Louis, Missouri. I've been around Missouri. I'm from the Midwest, man. My whole name, the Doyle name, is the original language before it was called Illinois. There's like a hieroglyph, big rock, like the sword and the stone. There's a hieroglyph there where my family's farm and land is. And I believe they made it a historical landmark. But where every Indian, even Aztec and Mayan, some of them, learnt their language. That's what Illinois means. The language that was given and spread for everyone, from Missouri to Indiana to Iowa to Nebraska to Arkansas. All that language they were taught from when the Anunnaki came is right there where my family's farm was. No lie, no lie. The Doyle name, my last name, the first Gaelic symbol of Ireland. When the Vikings and the Romans combined, other than fighting each other, and they made a new race and a new combination of people, and the Vikingage slowly died off. That's where I still got a lot of that dark color in my hair. The Vikingage name that linked and married when they came here from the European time of the plague and all the movement of Jamestown and all that. When they came here to destroy the Americas that the Indians were taking care of. Now we got no more buffaloes. Now we got no more wild horses. Now we got no real good mining corporations. We got images. We got computers. We got Walmart. And we're only given what they want us to know. But that first Gaelic symbol that Ireland incorporated when it was built was under the Doyle, when the name of Doyle was there. See, Indians didn't have a last name. They just had Flying Hawk. Chief Landfather. The Cherokee mother that I met, 99 years old, at a powwow. during a wedding ceremony when I was down in Alabama. And my dad and stepmom got a peace pipe, had it blessed by all the elders of India, had a peace pipe session during the dancing, the Indian dance, the Indian dress up, of the Cherokee, the oldest Cherokee mother East, all gray hair. I want your on D. No, I didn't paint this. A very respectful viewer of mine painted this. That was a very, very good Ustreamer, but now they are on Twitch. And they love Twitch. They use Twitch, and they're all in what you call the art category under Twitch. This is over $2,000 of oil paintings. The head woman of the art club that they're in, because they're in a very big art clubbing community. And she gathered once this was complete to make sure it was safe and properly shipped to me. And she explained to me, because oil paint ain't cheap. She said there's so many different colors and time that it took. There's almost $2,000 of paint on there. And I'm like, well, for someone to do that for me out of the blue, that is a blessing. And the man that did that for me, long white beard, long hair in a ponytail, and lives hippie life. A good hippie father. Because he's an elder. He's an elder man. A good hippie father did this for me. And it's... Y'all know what my dog looks like. It's to a T. That's Tiggy right there. And you see it, man, what's going on right now. Asteroid belt, the meteors coming in. Here I am in my vision, daydreaming what I love to do, fishing, kicking back with my dog, not bothering anybody, hoping the best for anybody. I mean, don't put like that type of term at me. I appreciate the salute and cheers. Other than putting that term at me like that, just say hello, my third world brother. Because you know the religion I do live under is Christianity and Catholicism. My mother's Catholic, but I was brought up around different editions of the Christianity. I've never studied none of that other things. Now I don't mind if you say, how are you doing, my third world brother? Because I am involved with third world, having a full-blooded German mother, which don't make me quite 100% of the American that I am. But I still stand here, and I'm birthed, and I'm born, and I got roots, and my family's lived through roots, and my family have so many Indian ties, but the way I'm so mixed, a Heinz 57, I don't have the percentage of the Indian in me to claim that. Where people can still now, if you have the percentage of an American Indian, the government gives you a first of the month check. How people get disability checks, mental disability checks, things like that, retirement or whatever kind of check you get. They give the Indian people a check every month if you sign up in that program. It is though, and the only reason that I brought this out for the time being is for the fact of what's going on right now in our time that we're living through with this item. This item. The Brothers Outcast explained it. The sky is falling, ain't no need to panic. Oh, oh. The sky is falling, Chicken Little. The sky is falling. And that's why they're promoting this COVID-19, blah, 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 quarantine yourself, because they want you to be ready when the lights go out and there's no more lights. You feel me? They want us to be ready when there's no more lights and there's no more hospital, when you're hurt, to learn how to quarantine, learn how to tourniquet, learn how to help the people you're with, your family, your it's going to be hard to try to guide and help your neighbor because you don't want to under ration yourself. It's going to become, the feast or the famine. You know, the Armageddon, we're in it. Revelations, we're in it. It's going to be, the streets are going to be like The Walking Dead, the zombies. You know, it's already going on here where I live. You hear what goes on here. People possessed. People not in their own state of mind to know that it's got to be MacGyver time now. You got to be a survivor. This is MacGyver time now. If you can't go out there without words and have common sense and MacGyver, that's why I feel so hopefully blessed that I can MacGyver and make it for anyone. I know how to do MacGyver actions. Oh my God, give me that, give me this, give me this.
How did you make it work? How did you do that? Wow, I never thought of that. Oh, let me go break it. Get everybody sick. And then I'll be violent and ignorant to people.
And that's what I'm saying, man. Y'all know me. People may have looked and point the finger at me like I'm always a supremacist, a racist. I ain't like that. Especially when I was brought to Virginia. My first best buddy, my first best friend I had, I didn't have nobody in my family that was my age when I was born. And then unfortunately, when we moved from the Midwest and the farm and everything, we came to Virginia where my mother's family was, because they were still active duty in the Army, and they were transferred at Fort Belvoir. So that's how they got the bug in their ear to my dad. Hey, there's a lot of good government work and government pay here. It's going on at the Quantico. There's a lot of brick. There's a lot of block land. And my father was already taught by the monks as a stone and a rock mason. So he already had that skill installed in him. So he came here, worked on the government facility, on the government pay scale. In 1981, 1982, your rent's $325 a month. And your old man's out there making, at that time, 1984, is about the date you should say it. 84 would be the first official year in Virginia. In 1984, when your old man's going out there making $18 an hour, not being in the computer realm or office work, that's some damn good labor making money. $18 an hour. And the rent's so cheap. But the problem is and was how my parents are. Geminis, both of them. They like to party. My dad was a day worker. My mom was an afternoon waitress and evening waitress. So when Dad comes home and being a Vietnam veteran, and not a very, how can I say it, a very caring man with his sexuality. He always thought, well, it's okay to go get drunk, hit on this women, spend half the paycheck at the bar, because he's getting paid all that good extra money, but as long as the bills are paid, oh well. And then he drank half his paycheck away, tried to impress everyone, be in the limelight of the party. That's what Geminis are. They want you in the party, they want to bring you at the party, they want to put you good and put you there, but then that's when they get two-faced. They get wishy-washy on you. When they ain't there to promote and give the party, that's when the two-facedness comes in. Well, who am I going to get the party to continue off now? So then he go in there and rob my mom's tip jars of the money she saved. She come home, what do you mean? I had $400 and something in there. Why is there $75, $80 left? What did you do with all that goddamn money? You just got your paycheck yesterday. Where's all that goddamn money? That's how it goes. That's how the cookie crumbled. And it wasn't like that until we came to Virginia. And then it became living like you're in a government program. Because Grandma and Grandpa weren't living like that. Hippie life. Grandpa was still active duty. He retired as a major from the Army. So he was active duty. He'd come home, he liked to drink, but every day he was active duty on base. And my grandpa on my mom's end, Grandpa Bennett, he was actually a Vietnam veteran as well. Korean War, Vietnam, and just stayed active duty until he retired as a major. And a lot of us in America, we do. We have uncles that served. We have grandpas that served. We have roots, especially a lot of the black African Americans. A lot of them have the bad times, the Civil War times, but a lot of them were proud to serve for either the North or the South. A lot of people that they were considered slaved, and they weren't treated the best they were, but they were treated better than, being in Timbuktu or whatever, And a lot of the white people were slaved in different ways. We were slaved in the underground mines, the coal mines, and all that. So actually, we had less life expectancy. We were dying off at 30 years old. You guys were needing to be taken care of. That's what I say. I got my big thoroughbred, big black buck, they'd call him. I got my thoroughbred, my big 6'1", 6'2", big black buck. And they'd take care of that man and his family. They would live, maybe 50, 60 years old, living on the farm, but working for that man. My family in Illinois, we didn't use and do farm. Our whole family worked it together. A lot of that was, like you're explaining, a lot of that was incorporated up and down the East Coast, along those southern states. And it is great that we segregated from that in history. But as we got older, we still realized, hey, white, Latino, African American, a lot of us are enslaved. Some of the Asians are in a way, but they're the ones that came here. Or a lot of the diplomatical immunity that came here from the Middle Easterns. They came here with all different realms and walks of life from the world to the Americas. And when they came here, they were given ways to build and incorporate their businesses. A lot of the things we had in our dreams, but we couldn't do it. But they came here and they bought those buildings that our family made. You know what I mean? And it's the whole point of it. When there's ignorance, it spreads. When it's knowledgeable, when you're growing, when you're pre-planning ahead for your family, you know, your family is guided more, you know, conducted more, able more. The term Godspeed, God is next to clean. You know, you can't wake up and stumble around your house because there's shoes and there's trash. When your house ain't like that, boom, you can go anywhere. You know, when you work as hard as a lot of people do, you save money for planning a vacation, a camping trip, cruise. A lot of that we can't do anymore, but that's what a lot of people work for. You know, things like that. And that's what we were instilled as being forced to do once a lot of separation happened after the Depression and then the First World War II. They wanted to do all that through their societies, their militaries they were building, to incorporate that group called the elite. You know, the different realms of society that they say we live in. There really wasn't much of a, what you could say, what kind of society are we living in? We're living off the land, we're living off the hand, we're living here, you know, we're living off the farm, we're taking care of our animals, you know, there really wasn't much as a labeled society in those, you know, early 1900s and late 1800s, 1700s, the Indian era, a lot of that 13, 14, 1500s. And that's my mother's family in Germany always was, and the higher ups, Munich. They were nowhere near where the wall was. They're nowhere near what the northern Germany was. And it's how we all feel right now. Yeah, they came, they ran from smallpox to plague, simple things like they're calling it COVID-19 now. And that's why when we came here and, you know, landed on America, they forced us, white people, all our different buildups, to come here and build these 13 original colonies. Where I live in the main landing point area, Jamestown, and then you got way north, Plymouth Rock, and all that stuff. The Christopher Columbus movement, all those things. Yeah, and that's where we gathered. You see it, we gathered, and we tore that wall to build that country as one again. Not East and West Germany. We built that country back together. And now the one thing, the one hatred, or the one unneeded thing our country and the government want to do is build a new version of a Berlin Wall through South America and North America, or United States of America. Well, if they're so worried about that, why aren't they building a wall from Canada and the United States of America? We actually need these people you're calling immigrants and illegal aliens to do a lot of the work, because people are lazy. They don't want to do it no more. Now, I understand the drug trade that's going on it, with it. To bring in prostitutions here for prostitution rings, the movement of their product of the cocaines. But what they're bringing that for is another group to overwhelm the Americas. Because when you look at astrological the stars, a lot of them are coming back here to the land what I told you of Unaki, where they all learned. They're all coming back here to where they learned. That's why you heard the Indians wouldn't always keep their home in one area. They would build a good Pabloed town where they would line it like you do plaster with good mud and clay. And when you walked in their home, the inner of their home was always a beautiful temperature. You could be in the middle of Arizona or Nevada, but you enter that Pablo and that inner temperature of keeping deerskin and items over your window are kept cool. They never change that temperature. And then if it's cold time, you can get in there and you can actually incorporate your heating and a way of living from the earth. And to me, in my mind, I know how to do that. I know how to make a log cabin. I know how to take sand and clay and kindling or hay. Sand, clay, and hay are real good fragments of leaves, and you make a mortar. That's how I can build a stone home. I make my mortar like that. Or when you build a log cabin, how you seal all the cracks in the log cabin. That's how you make that. Clay, sand, hay, or kindling, crushed up leaves, and you make it like a cement or the mud that you would do brick and block work with. I know how to do that. I'm a MacGyver. I could build a fort out of trees with point picket fences, 18, 19 feet fortified pine trees, sharpened at the point where you can't climb it. The only thing it is, it's flammable. You put fire to it, it's no more of a defense center. That's why you use block. That's why you use fieldstone. And you build it from rock. Why do you think they were building castles with those stones like that? Traps. Archery arrow points. It's like you were saying, they were brainwashed. They were took from that ability. Being a builder, being a good carpenter. Now you got cookie cutter homes. This kitchen in this house looks like all the other 20 kitchens in every other house in this neighborhood. The same layout, unless somebody upgraded their appliances or their cabinets. If you didn't upgrade it, they all look the same. The layouts where the bathrooms are at. You walk in the door to half bathrooms right there in the hallway. You walk up the stairs, there's your first full bathroom with your shower and your bath and your sink. You go in your neighbor's home, you walk up the stairs, there's his first bathroom. You walk down the hallway to this side of it, there's the downstairs half bathroom. They're all cookie cutter. It didn't have electrical tools. It was handmade. And they did the structures, and they still last. Like they say, it's amazing. The structure still lasts. A better infrastructure they went by. Man, some of these goddamn homes, a tornado hits them. Some of these homes are worse than living in a mobile home. Yeah, man. Sticks go right through your vinyl siding, straight through your wall. You see what the tornadoes do when they hit the communities. It wiped out the whole town. The only thing left are the concrete stairs and the iron rails to the front door. And I did that here in Virginia at Fairfax Iron Works. And the guy sent us a picture with one of the tornadoes hitting Loudoun County. He said, man, I went back after that tornado. My home was completely to the ground. The only thing standing there were 5 concrete stairs and the metal iron handrails that you made at that iron shop and core drilled and installed on my concrete stairs. And so I knew, why am I working in an iron shop now in Virginia? I'm just doing what my fathers did, what they did in Illinois. Remember I told you we ran the whole steel mill? Almost all that steel that built Chicago come out of that steel mill that my great uncles and my family were running in Illinois. And then they shut it down. My family couldn't gain a lot of that when it became the Social Security and the retirement program and all that. They shut it down in the perfect time to where none of them could claim that much of a retirement, that time of working to earn your retirement when your retirement age hits, to where they shut it down and then started ordering cheaper price steel from Japan. And when they did that, that made my grandfather even smarter, because he fought in World War II in Japan's side. He did 8 to 9 beach landings. He's in the archives at the Quantico Marine Corps base. What he did, as well as with a lot of our fathers and grandfathers and family members during that era of war. And I got a lot of good friends in my friends list that family members flew some of the first B-52s, grandfathers that were in the first United States Marine Raiders. That's what my grandfather was running with. He was running with the BAR. They said in one of the archives, it said, and Sergeant Doyle, who was once a farmer in Illinois, but fortunately stated to one of us, well, my family was one and is going to be known in history and is always known as some of the best farmers in the Association of Agriculture of the Midwest. You brought me here, and I'm here to fight this war. And the only thing I am for this country right now is a lead farmer. And I remember seeing that when my grandma would tell me, please don't bother Papa. He's having it right now. I know when he's having it. When he's seeing everything that he went there. You know, the million-mile stare, post-traumatic syndrome, the killing field. He was there on the Black Sands, where they had to stick dead bodies on top of them. And all the Japanese soldiers were jabbing katanas in people to make sure they were dead or alive. He may have been cleansing one of his soldiers that might have had half their guts hanging out or missing an arm. Cleansing them, holding their mouth shut. Don't puke, don't scream. Because the minute they hear a pipe, see a body move, and that pile of death, the Japanese and American soldiers on that beach landing he was in, that's when those officers in Japan were jamming katanas at everybody. The katana was sharp and big enough to go through one dead soldier and could enter 2 or 3 others. That's where they were just going through any movement. Any man that would start puking, any man that would, any peep, you'd see the katana go, or they pile the dead bodies off and see you there shivering, looking at your eye with blood and death and stench and rot all over you. And it slices you right there. Why do you think it was honorable for those World War II soldiers to bring home katanas to our country? They said that was like a trophy to take down the Japanese officer and claim his katana. When they shipped him back to that carrier and they finally had to drop the bomb, big boy and little boy, drop bombs like Hiroshima, they witnessed that from underground in the Navy ships. And then once they felt that it all cleared and it was time for us to go there and clean up the mess, my grandfather had to go back and be one of those men. And then they said they witnessed seeing family members from the heat of it. Japanese women and their innocent children that would be running into running action, but they were stacked like a cigarette ash perfectly till you went like this, and they would all crumble to the ground. Their last action was if they were stone, but their whole silhouette were ash if they didn't get blown or knocked down. Or you would see them curled up, curdling their children and their family as stacked ash. That's got to be awful for any mind, any man, the smell, the touch of it, to be there. And it wasn't just my grandfather. A lot of our family members, a lot of who we are as Americans, we were fought to enter these wars. World War I, World War II. Like the war we're in right now, World War III, we are all forced to fight it right now. And if we don't be a force with God's army, that demon's force is going to put computer chips in people. It's going to encamp people. It's going to thin the population out for their worldwide communistical grip. They already say that the richest of the Middle Easterns already have their plan for the war. The people that built places like New Delhi. All these different Russians and Chinese groups of communists. We're having the most deaths of this flu. No, we're the big bullseye now. USA. We got the bullseye on us. Where I live in Virginia is the bullseye. I live where they got called Interstate 95. DC is right there. You go down Interstate 95. Where I lived at in Quantico was right off Interstate 95. Now we moved out of Quantico. Now we're in historical Fredericksburg. George Washington's boyhood home. All the history of George Washington. The history of a lot of the Revolutionary War, and especially the main history of the North and South War, the Civil War. And what was the main purpose of what we were fighting that war for? Technology and advancement of when they put the train system across the country. Who has the greatest economy and the muscle of a controlled, segregated country through that action of war to gain it? You've seen the technology they had. Yeah, underground submarines. They already had submarines going on in the 1800s. One of the first few and beyond submarines. And that's all these wars are about, is to promote the new technology and who's going to contain it and control it. And they throw all the other people like us, the sheeple, the the slaves, no matter what color you are, the immigrants, the slaves, the people, the sheeple, they throw us in their dirty work. They throw us all the lies at our dinner table. They throw us around so they can be elite and control. So they can be complete through what they're doing, constantly. Cool, buddy, cool, buddy. And that's what they want to do now. They want to thin the population down. They want to create their worldwide economy now. And for them to feel more healthier, more able to do it, they don't need all of us in their way no more. We got to get a lot of them out of the way. There's about 7-point-something billion. We want to at least thin out the population. Get it down. Let's get it down to 2 billion first. And then they'll come up with something new. Or to really heighten the World War III. Where to be more striking, more hands-on war ability. But nowadays, I really don't think they're going to go that much with using the hands-on soldier more. When there's more technical ways. Drone killing system. They have remote control aircrafts that are about a little half the size of the full-scale crafts, where they can go in an underground bunker and control F-1 Phantoms with missiles on it without a man in it. It's just like you having your own little remote control airplane or your little drone. They got big UFOs, I guess you can call it. They got bigger drones. Yeah, they can open from one of their laboratories or a big old Navy boat from the middle of the ocean, and they could spit 30 aircrafts off the aircraft carrier now, remote controlled without a man in it. Then it could throw dirty missiles everywhere. And what's that guy playing with when he does that? A controller that looks almost 100% like this, and a monitor. Playing the video games we play, but they're playing the Earth as a video game now. Reach out and touch you with our technology from the sky. Ain't that what Trump said? Well, we can just reach out and touch anyone now from the sky. In America, we got the greatest, most controllable technology. We're the most elite, greatest advanced military on this planet Earth. Well, they're already here. You know, that's where you get different races. You know, different ways people look. You better believe that. They said they already made, like, remember the old term that you would say when you were younger children? Get away from me, you're a test tube baby. People weren't saying that back in the day when we were kids for no reason. Nowadays, you got people that are like crack babies. Another possessed way of people. Yeah, you remember what he said. I got a bigger button up here in the sky than your button. You're still on the ground in a mountain hiding. I'm up here, buddy. I could push a button and knock your whole mountain to smithereens. Yeah, you're just pushing buttons like we all are all day on each other. Don't like him? Go over there and troll him and push your buttons on him. Don't like him? Make 5 names up on him. Why are you talking to him over here, man? Then they're sending spies in your party room, your chat room, your live stream. Don't kill the messenger. Oh, but we got to. And then we want to plagiarize it. Who's pushing whose button? I can push buttons, but I'm a keyboard warrior. You're a keyboard warrior like them people on those international space programs. These underground facilities where they can really push a button in you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put this back. Those of y'all that remember this, those of y'all that know about this, just want to bring this out. Let you see what being hands-on can really do. And how making a hands-on gift is something better than having a cookie cutter name brand. You know, when you get a hands-on gift, it's not always going to be cookie cutter like the same. And that's why I'm honestly right now, I'm wanting to promote these handmade incense holders. I'm in the 420 Club. I know a lot of people, you know, don't like to burn incense. I know people that, this came from a Vietnam veteran, one of our soldiers. If you don't remember him through Ustream, Colado, they got to withdraw with colored pencils. Beautiful art every time. Now what I'm promoting, my hands-on made product, are handmade incense holders. I'll engrave you something in the middle of it, what you want. If not, I'm just going to put my simple official engraving. If you don't want nothing engraved, all you're going to get on it will be keep lit. And I might put like 420 on it. 420 keep lit. If not, you want your username, you want something on it, I'll engrave it. And then I'm going to finish it with the urethane. And I'm going to send you a pack of incense. Now, I've been throwing prices around here. And a lot of people are saying, well, in order for you to make money and try to keep that going, and for that actually being handmade and unique, that's a little underpriced. And remember, I've been joggling $10 around, and I'm thinking, well, it more needs to be $15 so I can add the money for the shipping. And I was like, you know, what do I need to try to do to put a price on this if anyone needs one? For maybe $20 would be really comfortable to help me be able to contain the material to keep the product going. Yeah, exactly. I could put your username right on there, real nice and neat, engrave it real nice and neat where you'd see it every time, and then I'd have urethane on it. How you protect wood. You wouldn't have none of this open grain wood. It would gloss and gleam. And you put your incense there, and even if you're not a smoker. One of the gifts they brought God's son when he was born is called frankincense and myrrh. Now, from what I was taught, I believe those are realms of incense and like potpourris. So that goes to show you how ancient and how gifted the spirits of the sense of incense are for people. You can enlighten your mood so good if you want to pick up your Bible and read it and get away from all this and put God's name in your head. Not put a hit on somebody, not put a bullet on somebody, not put people down, not want to kill and be evil. You put good spirits in you and you become unpossessed. A viewer earlier of mine said, well, if anyone is possessed or anyone has where they feel possessed, how and what is the way to stop it or what makes them possessed? And so first of all, it's the music you pump in your head. If you pump that music in your head, hoes, hookers, cocaine, AK-47s, brat, 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 kill, do this, do that, be a hooker, be a hoe. That's all you're listening to. So you think, oh, well, I got to go out the door and his name is my name too for that CD. And I want to become an evil sorcerer or a summoner or a death caster. I stay Shivan. I've listened to the music. I've been around the ghetto. What I like about a lot of the good music is how you get those bass lines. That's what felt good with them. Some of the messages I would really take in. Some of them are how you hear in people's life. But some of it gets to me where it's like, well, it isn't me. And I hope I don't need to see anybody else like that. But people think they need to thrive into that. Then they're forgetting about their families. They're forgetting about the circumstances they're putting their elders or their spirits or their forefathers watching. Or even God. Jesus is watching. I don't think that all of us, when we die, we have to go through everything we did to see if we get a walk through the pearly gates. I don't think that God knows. Man, I ran around there, man, I murked them people. I was running a trap house. I was giving people chemical drugs to kill them. I got 15 kids everywhere with 15 babies' mamas. And when God looks at you and said, well, what did you do for the others around you other than you want to be a glutton and a taker from everyone? I put you on my land to know there's enough land here for everyone, for you to have for everyone. That's how you know how to get yourself unpossessed and put the value of God with you. I've been associating a lot lately with the chaplain, and he's been praying to hope that the prayers and the good rhythm of God can keep these people from being possessed how they are. Their kids beating each other, the mothers beating the kids, the mothers leaving the children nowhere to see the mother all night last night. So the cops come to where they were partying, tearing up somebody else's house, turning up, puking everywhere, cussing, screaming, bothering the neighbors at another's house. Here kids and children don't even know their mother left.
Where's my mom? Where's this?
Then you get a cop. You get a call by the cops. My mother and dad show up. They're in the front yard flicking the cops off.
Fuck you. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Yeah, you thought you had me, motherfucker. You can't lock me up now. Oh, good. Now I can go act bad everywhere. You can't take me and put me into jail? 'Cause the virus? Oh, good. Fuck you, you bitch-ass motherfucking cop. I shall walk over there and punch and hit you. What happens if I spit in your face? Ah, ha, ha. You can't do nothing to me, can you, bitch? I'll go suck a dick in there right now and spit AIDS in your face, you bitch-ass white motherfucker.
And this is a white sister of mine acting like that in a dope house, in a trap house. And here they are running around here delusional, calling each other an N-word because they're being real ignorant. And that's why y'all hear me say on here, you can get white people like that being that stupid and ignorant in a meth house. So don't take this like I'm looking at a racist. Because I've seen people that are all stuck there on the meth house. The actual chaplain that I know, my friend, his mother of his child that goes to the church the chaplain goes to, had to go to the meth house where all the white doped up meth people are. So there's two ways of it. Yeah, you got the inner city coke house, trap house, where the inner city of the breeder people, the breed of the people of the black people are being contained, controlled, the projects, the ghettos, and they get in a possessed realm by not really knowing how to act. That's why I always stay doing athlete. sports, riding my bike, fishing. I didn't want to be on the street hearing about 15-year-old initiated in the gang because he glocked somebody down for a shot collar. And what are you going to do all day? You're going to torture your kids? You're going to need 3 or 4, 5 other people in other race to have more income from you to steal and rob and kill from them people? It's an evil curse that it will be, bro, if you believe in God. It is. The key word is ignorance. There's a lot of, how you heard me explain about the Latino way of the ignorance. A lot of them are coming here. They want to work. They love being able to work here on a green card. 6 months, 8 months. They love our making our money, doing good work, showing up faithfully every day working, because our money goes to their country now, their family. They're buying ranches. They're able to, man, our money. The one guy that told me from Guatemala that I work with on the painting crew, he told me specifically, Gringo Jefe, you're not the same. You should be like president for the people, for America. You're not like the man with the tie. I said, yeah, the snake underneath. He's like, no, you're not like the snake. You're like how they say the bald eagle. You're watching your eye, wanting to bite the snake head. He said, but Gringo, please, if you don't want to be here for America, I take $2,000, I sent it to my country. Even my uncles in-laws, people I really don't even know much, they have enough land and farm for their family for my $2,000. My mother, my elders, all my bambinos, my wife, they have beautiful ranch now, 2, 3, 4,000 acres. I having a livestock, I having a garden. He said, but now the problem, the cartel, I bought that much land, I had the cocoa leaf. So now they want to come there, strip my cocoa leaf, force my cousins, force my uncles, and they're forced to take that cocoa leaf, extract the chemical with jet fuel. And why do you think they're dying? 24 to 25 years old. Any man that makes that product of cocaine down there for the cartel to ship that product here to America, that man said right there, I would not give that to my dying enemy, because all my family don't have 2-3 year life expectancy making that, because the fuels and the fumes from the jet fuel. That's where the people in America, they get possessed. They don't want their family. They're thinking they're getting something. They're doing good, they're doing better. My family only used the cocoa leaf a little bit, putting their lip, like how a chewing tobacco. We don't put it, the chemical. They put their nose. They inject their skin. Our history don't know it like that. Let me go get this back to safety. Or they both would have been in there. Because my one sister's already out on bail, on parole, felony. She would have been goddamn locked behind bars for 5 years. That's what she's facing. She literally would have been gone in a federal prison for 5 years. My other sister's already on probation, the way they were acting. Now, if they find out they were around class whatever, dope with the cane, she probably wouldn't end up on a 1 or 2 year federal imprisonment. And they would only take it if they had a little bit of stomach ache they couldn't naturally cure. Or they would take it and like rub it, the leaf, if they had like a bad working the field, working. Like an arthritis, we call it. They could rub it a little bit. Like using the aloe plant. You accidentally burn your finger. Don't stick it under cold water. Go to your aloe plant, break a leaf off your aloe plant, and squeeze fresh aloe on it. Your finger's like magically suspicious. Ah! I came from the land of the healed people. I'll tell you what, whew, they got that goddamn door open. We're in a gray overcast today, and it's only about 52 degrees. And I feel every time they open that door, they don't close it, they're playing in the phone, trying to get their booze bottle.
Oh, when they drop it off, I got like an extra 20, bring me a rock, bring me a cigarette pack. Get me my pint, and I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna raise Cain and Abel, even to my kids.
And I appreciate you all that understand that from me now as a Virgo. My position on earth is to want to help and heal and give the love to care for people that they don't have. I've had so many personal conversations in chat rooms with some of our friends where it's like you open up to your friends, or they'll tell you like, well, you probably never knew I had this health condition like this, I'm missing this from here, or when I was younger, I went through a very bad accident, and a lot of people don't know that I have this problem now. I play it off, because I'm learning to grow and be with it more than want to make it be a moment that anyone needs to try to feel sorry for me for. I have God that's instilled me to be able the best I can now, for the bad things that happen to people's life. I have so many things that happen to my life being younger, not just, getting stitches or getting hurt or going through injuries. I have a lot of things that they call mental memories that a lot of people in their families have. Arguments between the parents that put you in like a shell shock. Things that have happened to me. Visually coming upon moments of being young and subdued to very deep, dark, satanic sexual moments. Y'all don't know me. Y'all heard me tell you. I was 2 years old. I was taken by the teenage girl next door and literally physically stripped my clothes. She put lipstick all over me, all over my head, all over where my shirt was. Took my big wheel and threw it underneath the other bush. There was a big bush at the end of her driveway. took my big wheel and jammed it under to where I couldn't get it there. Walked me over to the under edge of her porch, where you could crawl underneath the porches, and that's where she did that to a teenage girl. She was about 14. Curly blonde hair with green eyes, blue eyes, and just started like mutilately sexually abusing me as a 2-year-old kid. And while it was going on, the old man that was set across the street, he was around his 80s. He would sit on his front porch on his rocking chair. He would always watch me where I knew to stay on my big wheel on the front of the houses. And he would always tell me, turn around. You don't turn down the sidewalk. Turn around. Only back and forth on the sidewalk so we can keep an eye out for you. You go over there, you might see a bad person. Or he'd always try to scare me. Don't go there, the monster might come out of a building over there. This was in West Des Moines. And he was watching me, but him so old to climb down out of his chair to get there. By the time he got there is when, she was really getting into that evil act on me. She'd already had lipstick all over me, already had my pants down from the bottom of my ankles. She's already on there grabbing her developing of her going through growing breast, trying to show me all that stuff, trying to grab my private area and telling me, well, that's called a snake and it's supposed to go into cave hole. Evil, evil. Evil, man. Well, Oma really didn't know that was going on because all that took place in about 5 minutes. And she was actually, bathing herself, getting ready for her job. And that family actually babysat me. That was deliberately my neighbor. But like you hear me saying, the old man across the street on his rocking chair would keep an eye on me too, just riding a big wheel up and down the sidewalk. Yeah, man, the big wheel. I see you, Dracula. We had some awesome big wheels in the time. The one you could ride real quick and you got your little power brake. You know how to ride it and hit those wheels, like how you hit your back brake on your BMX bike. You grind that front wheel down so much it'll start having where it ain't perfect no more, where you skid on it so much it starts riding like that. Dad would always come home, man, son, you turned that big wheel up. You're growing out of that one. And you'd see him come home one day and he'd be in the back of his pickup truck, opening one up with the neighbor, drinking ice cold Budweisers, putting it together, and you'd be all happy. Whoa, whoa, yeah, oh man. You've been there like it's Christmas again. Yeah, man. You remember it when you grind that front wheel down. When you power brake so much, you pull it and it'll break off being plastic. Because, we'd wore them things out, big wheels. And then you learn how to do your pedals. You pedal real good and do that. And your front wheel would get all chewed up because it's plastic. You'd be riding like that. Your big wheel would be doing like little bunny hot willies. I wish I could afford one of those adult big wheels. That'd be awesome as heck. Those real big ones. Yeah. And one of the most last epic big wheels I had was the Knight Rider kit. And it had in the front, like it had where we didn't have the handles, It had two handles where they were like, you grab them on the side, and then above it, it had two triggers. And then actually, like, in the steering wheel column part, it had behind it, you'd fill it up with water. And then it had a battery operated squirt gun on it. And it was the Knight Rider version. And you put your hands there, and your thumbs had these two little red buttons. And you could ride by somebody, and you push the button, and you'd hear it in there cycling that water through it. You'd be shooting streams of water out like an automatic water gun. You'd be riding your big wheel, shooting at people. This one had two power brakes on each side. You know, they always had an adjustable seat. I think I had like one little voice on it since that's what I had. One of the buttons was able to use the voice, where it would, like, play the theme music or what it said when he got in it, and then the other one had the squirt gun version, so you could ride it and like have the theme version, the theme music going for Knight Rider, and then you'd have it talk to you when you sat down in it. And then the other one was for the squirt gun, because it was battery operated. Yeah. I used to get mad when my batteries would go out, and then the speaker on it would be all like, whoa, 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 whoa. I got scared the one time. I said, Dad, there's a monster talking in my new big wheel, Dad. The speaker keeps going, whoa, whoa, whoa. It doesn't sing the song no more. I kept telling him, Dad, it doesn't sing the song. And I put new water in it, and the water only goes. So I'm a Virgo, I'd be very descriptive, very observantly explaining it to him. I said, man, my English when I was 2-3 years old, I was speaking at people better than adults were speaking clear to people. That's what flipped a lot of people out. And they didn't realize that a Virgo is that very well descriptive and observant with things. And then I'd hear him, calm down, son, calm down, calm down. Take it easy, it's not broken. There's not a monster in it. You ran out of batteries. I have to get new batteries in there. Give me a quick minute here. Let me finish this beer. When I get up for another one, I'm going to go to the pack of batteries, and I'll slap you some new batteries in it. The evening on the sidewalk, riding around. Mama being there cooking up some of that good homemade food. Mashed potatoes, some good greens. Whatever she was making for dinner that night. Dad'd be kicked back from work and enjoying his 6-pack of Budweiser. Those were the good old days, the early 80s. I was born 1980, man. That year, 1980. We had some real good stuff growing up, a lot of us, in that era. And our parents, man, God bless our parents, the hippie parents, the Vietnam veteran era. Some of our parents, man, were just. Some of us have epic parents. Our parents that passed away. I'm getting a little teary-eyed thinking about it. The things to sacrifice our parents done when the technology came. The good music they went to, the hippie festivals, the Cheech and Chongs that came out, oh my God, man, the Easy Riders realm, the big biker realm came out big time. You know, man, 70s and the 80s. I remember being in the back of my dad's, he always had a big van, a Chevy white van. or a Chevy, you know, a work van with a sliding door on it. And he'd be driving, grabbing his Budweisers, throwing them over the back. I'd pick him up and stick him in his 5-gallon work buckets. He'd have all his trowels and trowel bags back there. Smelled like fresh concrete and mortar. Bunch of mortar dust and bricklaying dust all over the bag. I'd be sitting back there on the concrete bucket. Music just going, the best of the music. Let the good times roll. Oh, oh. Then you start smelling that joint. They'd start lighting. You'd be in the back seat like, hey man, give me a hit of that. That stuff smells good. You know your pet gets, if you light up, your pet will sit there and be like, man, blow me a hit, man. Get me flying on the magic carpet ride. My dad probably had a koozie. Remember those old back in the day window cup holders, the plastic ones that our parents put on our car? You like have to roll down the window and then you'd roll it up and it would hold the drink holder on it before they didn't have it for the consoles as much. You probably have his beer can there, nice and neat, riding up and down the country roads, jamming some good classic rock. 60s, 70s, a little early 80s. That's where I was brought up as a kid, man. And then when we lived in the Midwest, they brought me in that little ghetto town in Quantico, and it was a big change to where it was a change to where all of a sudden the crack cocaine epidemic hit. And when it hit that town like a goddamn, like a demon in the night. Not how it says when God's son comes back like a thief in the night. That crack cocaine epidemic hit that town and everybody become demons. Goddamn police officers smoking it, sleeping with prostitutes, people bringing prostitution rings out of DC. They called that town, Quantico, the little DC and a gold mine when that cocaine crack epidemic hit. Because all the soldiers were getting in there, getting coked up, cracked up, having bar fights. I remember being little kids riding on our BMX, seeing goddamn military guys fighting biker guys, throwing them right out the bar windows, glass splattering everywhere, big brawls. You drive your bike by one bar, there'd literally be 10, 15 Harley Davidsons lined up. Long bearded, long haired hippies in there. And you go by like where all the Marines would go, the officers that want to go in there and, oh yes, yeah, truly, hey. The higher echelon people of the military would go there. Yeah, dude. What about the one of the prime ministers or the guys in Canada? The same thing. That was Mayor Barry, Marion Barry. Yep, Mayor Marion Barry. I got a lot of good history from people from DC. One of my good friends that's family watched DC get built. A good friend of mine. His nickname was Bird, James Bird. But he said, I'm the real Bird man. That's what they called me in D.C. Lil Wayne and all them talking about the Birdman. I'm the official Birdman. I'm the official Birdman. He was in the official Junkyard band with Chuck Brown playing go-go. The official Chuck Brown go-go band. Sardines and bacon beans. Sardines and bacon beans. He was an official bongo percussion player in Chuck Brown's Go-Go Band. I met him in Quantico. He took me in because he seen the neglect of how my family is and was. I'd always have soul food Sunday at his house. After that, we'd sit down. He had a white wife, because a couple of his other relationships didn't do good. He had two nice, healthy, beautiful children, little James and Edward. They'd sit on the couch with me, both of them would cuddle under me, one under each arm. She said, my kids don't adapt to nobody like this. That's how I know. That's why I knew to let you in and be with my family, Donnie. He's only the one few people that ever call me Donnie. 3 people ever call me Donnie in my life. And that was my good godfather, James Bird, God bless his soul. He passed away of bad hip problem, bad hip cancer. Because, man, he was a physical worker. He did asphalt work almost all his life. Restaurant work, played music. And I was one of the guys that he met on the street around the basketball court. When the old street term is, you look at someone at the playground or at the group and someone will give you that. And you see one of the other guys do that. And then he got everyone out there nickel and dubbing. That's how it was in the ghetto, man. I always stayed with the 420. Then I started selling it a little bit. Nickel, diamond, dub sacking. And he'd be the guy where he'd tell me, hey, I know where to get it. I know where to go out and get it. But how did I know that you learned this part of the street game and you're keeping up with it? You're paying for your own supply. Whenever you got a couple extra ones, just please bring them by, Donnie. I need it. Some medication. I need this. I need to be here with my family having soul food Sunday. My children never open up like this. They see people when we go down to the corner stores in town, or I try to take them around the playground, and they don't be as open as I open my door for you, fed you the first Soul Food Sunday. Soul Food Sunday. And then we went out to his back porch. He'd roll one up. We'd toke it up. And then he'd say, I've never seen my son. And we'd always watch The Simpsons. Always. Sat down on his couch. I'd spend about an hour and a half, 2 hours at his house every Sunday. It became a ritual. And he actually took me in like that. He said, I've never seen my sons adapt to somebody like that. Some of their family members, they're scared to give them hugs. You sat down on that couch the first day. My sons came from their room, knew you were still there. They might have thought you left. I tried to send them to the room to play with their toys after dinner, because he'd have his incense going and we'd be rolling up a couple. I might match them. Thank him so much for the good soul food Sunday. He said, I never seen my kids the first day when they met you like that. Climb up on the couch and both of them cuddle up with you like that. He says, it's a shame sometimes. I tried to get them to get calm the way they were with you. And they won't even do that for their own daddy. He said, I know why I let you in my home now. You're a very good, loving, caring guy. I wouldn't have you in here if you're like what 75% of these people are in this town. And that's when he brought up, I hate seeing some of my black brothers The ones that are really acting like niggers, really acting ignorant towards each other. He's like, I don't even like to see, I don't even like to want to ask any of these people where I can get or need or find a nickel or a dime or a dope bag. He's like, I don't like associating with my own kind that much now. Honestly, man, I ain't making this up. And then the way on my end, how my own race would do me wrong. But when we got there, we were in his home having our own type of church. No fighting, no bickering. And he was not a drinker. That's what I think helped me being a teenager. And see, everybody in my family are basically full-blown alcoholics. My dad was a Vietnam veteran. He's alcoholic. My two sisters now, they're already dope fiends, cigarette smoke, pack of fiend, alcoholics. My stepdad, he's a very controllable drinker, but you know, being a Marine and being around the scene of the Marine Corps, he gets his times where he likes to get a little more in him, but now he's older. He don't go as to that much as he used to when he was younger. You know what I mean? He don't party hardy as much when he was younger, but on the weekend, man, the guy deserves a couple mixed drinks, or, you know, if he just picked up a fresh case of Budweiser long necks, why can't the man have 4 or 5 dinners, 4 or 5 beers while he's barbecuing at his barbecue grill? I mean, it's taking care of everybody through the finance and the money, you know. If you did put a donation, you're the second one that said that. And if you did, you're gonna have to retry if you're honestly saying you put a donation. Because I know when a donation goes through. That telephone that I rarely use makes a magic sound. Yeah. Like if you know when you get a certain text message from a friend, you get that magic sound that's different than the other. Yeah. So if you were honestly trying to reach out and give a little bit of a donation, I do appreciate it. And you would just please have to try again. And I know none of this information is incorrect. Unless you're having static on your end now. Now don't try to like pull my leg and play, I made you think I spammed and trolled you on that. Because I'm not that kind of dirty crook to people's mind. If I had more to give and able to give, I'd love to. When you don't got the money, sometimes you gotta find ways to hope that you can get a little to gain to progress. It takes money to make money. Man, when I was pumping the way I was pumping in town, I was pumping for the Jamaican. I was getting stuff from the Jamaicans. I was able to go to my Puerto Rican boy that would go straight to goddamn the Bronx. He's another one. Arno! He called me Arno! Because he couldn't say Donald too good, so he called me Arno. Arno, man, guess what? I went up home to the Bronx, man. I seen all my Puerto Rican family up there. They call him the cockroach, because he was only 5 foot tall. They call him the little cockroach. I said, hey, Arnold, man, I know you like the weed. I got a lot of too many traffic in my house. I tell you what, since you're always on the street, you're playing basketball, I know you'll have sometimes. He said, I tell you what, I give you a better deal than your guy. You give me $20 every time you come to my house, you get 1 handful from my pound of weed. 1 handful, Arnold, for $20. You bring me two $20, you'll have 2 handfuls. But I want you to save and have them to make the money. I can't have my neighbors know so many people knock on my door, the apartment complex. You do it very good, perfect. My nickname in that town was Incognito. They called me up on my pager, putting one of a $10 or a $20 dub. You'd know who's calling you, and I always gave them the meeting spot. Either be at the playground or meet me at the payphones, meet me at the train tracks. And every time I get there, I'd always walk a different way. And then when I get there, I'd know if my customer or my person was there that I was going to meet. And I get there and then they look and be like, yo,
where the hell did you come from? Man, that's where they call you incognito around here.
They never bothered me. For real. For real. The only people that bothered me where I came up in the ghetto were the black girls. The black girls.
Why they never trying to fight you around here, Donald? Why don't they like you, Donald? Why they all like being with you, Donald? Why they all riding bicycles with you, Donald? Why you always the second captain or the second one they pick when we playing football, Donald?
That's what all the black girls would call me.
Donald. Donald. Well, I don't like you, motherfucker, Donald.
Then they team up, chase me off the bus, grab at me, try to push me around, dig their claws all up at me. Bus driver, get off the bus. Get off him! Stop! What's your goddamn problem? All my buddies would be in there, man. Stop! Stop, man. Leave Donald alone, man. You ain't being mean to him, you're being mean to me. We always gotta be mean to people.
Motherfucker, I know you ain't talking to me, motherfucker. Fuck you, Mario. Fuck you over there.
Because we'd be out always doing good things together. You know, we really weren't wanting to go out there and fight and be bad to each other. We seen our parents, you know, live in ghetto, being drunks, being slops. We didn't want that. We wanted to know we had friends that cared about each other, man. They never mess with me and try to take my money. One younger black guy, younger black kid, very ignorant kid, climbed in our open window in the bathroom, cut the screen open, got caught when I came in the house. He got so scared when I caught him. Man, please don't. I said, don't what? Man, don't hurt me. Don't do nothing wrong. Just let me out of here. I said, oh, no. I ain't no bitch, motherfucker. I never knock no one out on the street. But motherfucker, you're in my house? You know where you're going? You're gonna go down the damn street with the motherfucking police, motherfucker. I pinned him down, cocked his goddamn elbow up behind him, set my goddamn knee behind the back of his goddamn head, and then he's in there narking out to the cop. Man, I was just trying to break in his house. He'd be selling weed around here. I didn't mean to want to steal all his family's DVDs, but I was literally trying to break in his room and get his weed. And then before the police officer pulled away from the front lawn, he's asking me at my front door. I thought they were all done with. I hear the door knocking again. excuse me, Donald, this is still the county officer. I have a couple more questions to ask you. Open door, I'm like, yeah? He's like, now, the guy I have here in the back seat said the only reason he was trying to break into your house is because you got weed in your room. You deal weed around the town. He was just wanting to rob you for your weed. I'm like, oh, no. No, sir, no. I said, yeah, I go out here and there like how normal people do, maybe. And that's the only kind of weed I ever been around here, was been around or see anything, on the street. Maybe at the basketball court here or there. But no. There ain't none of that going on here, sir. Oh, heck no. He's like, well, can I go in your room and at least have a look? I said, no, sir, I don't have time. I'm babysitting my cousin. I just picked him up from the early day. I gotta go pick his sister up now. I'm supposed to be at my uncle's house, babysitting my cousins till my uncle gets off work. We came by here for a minute because my home's closer to his home, because he had actually used the bathroom. He was turtle-heading too bad. He couldn't hold it in. He said, Uncle, my poop's sliding out. I'm turtle-heading. He didn't say turtle-heading, but when you're scared to go poop in school and the first thing you want to do, you go home off that bus and you be like this, holding that turd in. You drop your book bag in there, you run to the goddamn bathroom, and you just, oh, man. Oh. That's the only reason we went to the house. And then he wasn't even able to poop. He went to go in the bathroom, and that's where the kid was hiding. Because I guess you heard by the time I had the keys open, he wasn't able to rummage through the house, so he tried to go in the bathtub, close the curtain, and hide. And then as he was going to walk in the door, he said, Donald, my nephew, or my cousin. He goes, Donald, I just seen a black man go into the shower. I'm scared. I don't know if he has a gun or anything bad. And I was like, Spidey senses hit. I was like, oh shit, it's on. I got a criminal in my house. I don't know if this guy got a gun. I don't know if this guy has a shank. Man, I got to put my life on the line first. And I went in there, and I knew he was in there. I went in there real quiet. And other than me opening the shower curtain, you know what I did? I grabbed the shower curtain, grabbed it from the outside, wrapped it around his body, and that's what, like you heard me tell you. I grabbed him, slammed him on the ground with the whole shower curtain around him, grabbed his elbow, cocked it up the back of his back, and basically stood my back knee on him like you would hog tie a hog. I told my cousin, go grab the phone, and he called the police now, and tell him there's a criminal, there's a robber in the home at the house. You tell him, can you please come and pick him up? He's over there, no man, don't do that to me, man. Let me outside, man. Let me back out the door. I said, for what? I said, you're gonna learn your lesson somehow. I said, luckily, you didn't catch my stepdad walking in the house, 'cause you be one dead goddamn SOB. You're lucky my stepdad didn't walk in here. Presidential security. Was an MP before he became presidential security. Military-minded Marine. I said, you're lucky my stepdad didn't walk in here and he was ready to take a damn shit in his bathroom. He wouldn't care how goddamn old you are. You're in his house, he probably stick the barrel of a damn shotgun in the back of your head and blow your goddamn head off. Now, I ain't like that. You're lucky I'm giving you the option to go learn your goddamn lesson. You don't co in my house or anybody else's goddamn house anymore. You understand me? Listen, I'm good friends with your parents. I can't believe you do this. And he gets out after he served his time. Walked up to me at the basketball court. Man, I'm so sorry, man. I learned a big lesson in lockup, man. I learned a big lesson. I'm never gonna do nothing like that again. You're right. I could have been killed. Especially in a black man's house. I forgot. I didn't even know about that. Your dad being a Marine. You're right. What if your dad would have caught me in there? And at this time, he was already where the kid was already 18, 19 years old. Maybe 17, 18, 19 years old. So he was already at the age of an adult where he could have took a good adult way that an adult would have took care of that. I took care of it the best way I could. You ain't walking out the door like you didn't do nothing wrong, but you're gonna learn your lesson. Simple as that. Then you know what the no good, ignorant, stupid goddamn idiot goes off and doesn't learn a lesson? You're gonna laugh at this one. How ignorant some people are. He tried to rob the Domino's pizza with a paper bag, a Butterfinger that he bought from the corner store, and a paper bag. I said underneath this paper bag's a gun. And he went in there in like a hooded sweatshirt like this and tried to pull it over the front of his face. And he went in there and he had it like this, and he had the paper bag trying to cover his face. Give me all the money in the registers. There's a gun in this paper bag. I'll shoot every one of you now. Well, as dumb as the goddamn idiot was, didn't learn his lesson from playing around in my house. The manager already made the money drop to the Bank of America. All that money they made that lunchtime and on that lunch rush was already shipped in those zipper bags that lock, and you drop it off at the bank. So they already made the bank drop for that lunch rush at Domino's. You know what they ended up giving him out of the register? Like $7 and some change. Then he ran down the door in the middle of the street, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, trying to hide his face, still running around with $7 and something change. And what greeted him right as he's going down the street? The cops that were already called on him by the manager in the back room that didn't even walk out of the back room, that was monitoring the cameras. The town cop caught him and grabbed him and said, "Oh, really? You're becoming to be a strong-arm robber. Is this what you want to do with all your life? Didn't we catch you in a home in this town? And you went and served your time for that? Now you go to a Domino's Pizza and you stick a goddamn candy bar in a paper bag and you walk out of there with how much? Was that worth it? $7? To now got to go sit there in federal prison for 7 years? Was that really worth it, buddy? Think about how your mom and dad feel now. And I know your mom and dad. It's exactly what the town cop told them. You bring your mom and dad to shame. You never learnt your lesson, did you? He said, well, have fun playing with your buddies in the prison. That's when his mom and dad walked up to me that afternoon. Donald, man, bring a dime bag by. We're gonna roll up a couple joints. We'll have a 40 together, or, drink a 22. I can't believe my son went out and did something like that. I thought he learned a good lesson to not do nothing like that. When he came home from prison, I was tanning a whooping on his ass. Now I was gonna go down the street, and just like the whole town knows, that kid humiliated his own mother and father. And it goes back to that old hippie song, brought to you by Teach Your Children Well. Grateful Dead, I believe, sing that, right? And those that go by. You see what's going on up here? These people ain't teaching their children well. They ain't living like they live. And I was like in a bliss all over. You know why? Because that tranced up music that they are being untaught ways of life. Murder Under Mine, AK-47, sex, nakedness, Maury Povich show. Dope, murder, kill, sex. The kids run around. Not even in middle school yet. You get that out of their head. You get that out of their mind. You get that away from them being possessed by evil sorcerer. You're doing things. You're fishing. You're in your garden. You're building things. You're taking care of your animals. You're making your bed. You're having immaculate type of living. I seen a young lady today in her stream. A young black lady in her stream. I tuned in for a couple minutes, but what I realized the difference between someone with a made bedroom, animal, very well cared, someone being very well groomed and nourished of their body and respectful through their stream as a good person, compared to how some of these streamers are half woke up past drunk, their house ain't been cleaned in 3, 4, 5 damn days. They're dipping in a goddamn 12-pack after 12-pack after 12-pack every other hour. They're chain smoking up the goddamn rigmarole. They're in there being belligerent, loud, and ignorant. And they say, oh, yeah, I'm the best good time around here. It ain't the kind of good time I'm known as. Getting a nickname Good Time. My good times are real good times. Let the good times roll. It ain't all about that. Because you've heard me tell you, some of the best people that took me in are the other race. Some of the best times I've had being in other places are being around some of my Latino families and friends. A lot of the ways that they live, and they do. My friend's mother looked at me one day. I feel you're putting a blessing in changing my son's life in a way, but I know he's never going to change, because I know how he wants to live up to the way they live, and they do that in California with the gang and the tattoos, and it's because he has those members in his family, so he has to feel he has to produce for them. He's like, but for me, my family that is still on the Mexico side, we're very different from how his father and his father's family is on the American side. And for you to be helping my son, making sure he's getting a walk to the bus ride, making sure that when you're coming over, you're making different ideas for my son. He said, Donald, I lost my son, you know. I lost my Alex because the gang people, they putting a bullet to his head. She said, but now, Donald, you are a son for me too now. Every time you come in my house, I want you to walk in my kitchen. My kitchen, your kitchen. Everything I cooking all day, you feel welcome. You don't even ask me. When I answer the door, you come in my house, you're my son. You go anywhere, kitchen, baño, my son's room. She's like, I know you need to have no reason to go in my room, nothing. I don't have to be that stupid to explain. You come in my house, my kitchen's yours. You have to use my baño, you come in my house, my bathroom is yours. And I'll walk in that kitchen and she would tell me, no, Donald, you go get her the fresh frijoles. That's when she make the fresh frijoles every day. And it had that beautiful cheese they put on it. And I used to remember every day being so hungry from school. Because sometimes we'd skip lunch and we'd be out on stoner skip trip. She's like, and I know the one thing, the damn chupa marijuana. But I see how good it keeping my son act. And I see the good it do for you. But you know chupa marijuana in the home. You chupa marijuana, you go to the garage, so the police don't see you. No in the home, you chupa marijuana the garage. You closing the door. You don't do it outside the police. You chupa the marijuana, you go there to the garage. You don't get in trouble. Man, I'd be so hungry having the munchies after school, walking to my buddy's home before we start doing what we're doing. Man, I'd be in that goddamn kitchen, breaking that thing of cheese across those fresh frijoles, grabbing some good tortilla chips and salsa. Always would make a fresh avocado and salsa dip every day. Put 2 big slabs of avocado and salsa dip with cilantro. It was fresh made frijoles with that cheese on it, and grab a big pile of chips. Oh my God. You didn't think I had a little bit of bilingual in you, did you? Just be, oh, there's the white boy, ha, 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 ha. When I go on the job site and I speak good Spanish, job site work. Uno baila de cleva, hammer, rapido. You know, things like that. Lonche. Buenos dias, amigos. So they tell me, you gringo jefe. Not that guy setting his dunalga. The dunalga. You don't think I know about that too, do you? The dunalga. Where you think I learned from my friend's mother, Miss Rosa, in the home. And some of the bad people on the street beat and jumped at their son because he used the California term, oh, no, fool, I ain't doing much. Is that fool? Who the fuck you calling a fool around here? And jumped my buddy, right? Miss Rosa, you know, when he called me and told me what happened that afternoon when he was going to the store, he's like, bro, man, I need like a dime, or I need my homie to come by, man. I tried to go to the store and everyone was, you know, asking me if I want to play football or basketball. And I was like, nah, fool, I'm kind of busy right now. You know, he's used to that Cali street term. She's the one that introduced me to the chupa mayete. You chupa no good mayete. That's a chupa no good mayete. Feel you, bro. Niner power. Niner power. I know I speak horrible Spanish. Yeah, I don't know how to speak sentences, but you know, I know the words and I know how to click with it. Yeah. Man, the bug in my ear on that one. Oof. Try to get that bug broke out my ear. Probably got to be the top of the hour. 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock in the hour. It's a pretty long stream for 3 hours. I'll tell you what, man. Thank y'all for viewing. Thank y'all for hearing little Uncle's story time, history time. You know what? When I'm speaking a lot, what I'm saying, y'all heard me earlier, man. We're in the crisis. We can't be looking at the color of race right now. Pulling the Trump card or the Trump card. So much of people. Yeah, cheers to you guys. Yeah, I'm at the point where I gotta do the dogs. The dogs need their food, their water. I gotta get them on their walk. The sun's gonna start going down. It's that time of day. Then probably in about a half hour, I might have me 1 or 2 beers. I don't drink too much. But I tell you what, man, where I'm at in this rotten goddamn state of Virginia, now I know what it's like a person being a fiend. Man, am I fiending for some goddamn green. Oh, man. I'd love to have a good eighth or a quarter or something. Man. Then I tell people the price that people still got to go through here. And people I know all around Cali in the privileged states, they're like, what? They're making y'all pay that for there? Oh, God, the hell no. I won't be living around there. So, man, salute. Saloon. Salute. Tapatio. Let's have a good party. Tapatio. Hope y'all have, you know, good dinners, good meals. And stay safe, stay healthy, and stay true to who you are and true to the gizane. Because if not, it's out there. Everybody got people wanting to put hits on me, want my nizane. They got people all around here, they want to do things like that to their families. You know why? Because a lot of the good people are destroyed by the mean people that suck. You ever been behind a car that got a bumper sticker and it says, mean people suck? I mean, they'll suck the life out of you. They'll suck the soul out of you. They'll suck goddamn peckers and penis and spit in their own children's face just to support a rotten dope of a white product. Or you gain popularity or fame and then they hate you. Exactly. You get a little good popularity or fame and then they hate on you. Or they mock you. They gimmick you. They want to play you. I'm like, be you. I don't want to be you. I why you want to play me.
Cause man, that shit's nice. You the shits.
I'm like, I don't call people shit or piss. Who you calling to shit and treating looking like shit? That's where Virgos ain't like that. It says specifically, Virgos really care about you here. That's our big hypochondriac realm. I don't want you sick. I don't want you disgusted. I don't want you fluish. I don't want you diarrhea-ish. I want you waking up every day with a firm one. I got real good friends that literally, how I guess people like to piss, shit on people, treat people like it, won't clean up their way of life. People don't want to be scumbags. They're like, well, don't worry, man. You're still my favorite turd. I wouldn't shit you. You better believe that. You don't know that? Man, look up the mythical terms of real trolls. Jesus, Jiminy Jehoshaphat. It is. I know it is. I know that stuff's out there in the wilderness. Where they think they don't, the damn Bigfoot stuff. They saying, oh, hold on, Bigfoot ain't there. Let's go jack off to Pornhub about it. Let's have a circle jerk and play bullets and canes. Sasquatch and Bigfoot ain't real. That's what they say, man. You go out there, they're hiding from you what's really out there. The under earth, what's really out there. When it rises like a phoenix from the ground. Come on, man. I could show y'all petrified dragons all across this country. I could show you petrified giants. Y'all don't want to learn. Y'all just want a bridge to burn. Or play with your burner. Or play with people's mind. Or play in the middle of people's crotches all day.
Let's have a fuck fest. So who am I fucking next? Yeah, come on, you be my fuck face. And my cumster.
And I shake them hips and moved my pelvis to a little bit of a pelvis. Move that pelvis and shake your hips, doing the Elvis. Mm-hmm. You don't believe that there's like leprechauns and gnomes? Reptilian humiliating, the reptile humiliating people. They got slit eyes behind their other eyes. Go to that one too. More than meets the eye.